Hello there, family. I didn't see you there.
What's up?
And welcome back to another edition of the Crenshaw Corner. I am your host, Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day.
That's me, y'all. What's up?
The apple of my eye.
I am.
The wind beneath my wings.
Yes, flapping.
The rib that completes me.
He's completed, y'all. Did you hear my wind?
I heard it sounded like a dying bird, so I was just gonna kind of go over
I didn't do
it.
the wings. I did wind.
Oh, that was?
Yeah, that was wind.
It still sounded like a dying bird.
Great. Fine.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
The rib.
I haven't done it in a while. I thought you would, be excited about
No,
it.
I was excited. I was excited.
That I bought it back.
It was nostalgic. It touched my heart. It touched my heart.
It touched your heart at all, but go ahead.
The rib that completes me.
He's completed.
The Vicky to my Timmy.
Vicky and Timmy. Now, when I hear, this is not.
That's not what?
Because then I brought up Carol Burnett, and then from Carol Burnett, I brought up the little show that was offspring of Carol Burnett.
Mama's Family?
Mama's Family.
No, not Mama's Family.
But that was Timmy, but that wasn't Vicky, because that would have been creepy, because I think Timmy was a little teenager, and Vicky was the older woman. So that ain't it. Okay, so I take that out the equation, divided by 4.
Wow, we're gonna divide this by 4?
Wait, divided by 4, carry 2.
Timmy Turner?
Timmy, I don't know. I heard
Timmy
a
Turner?
song, Timmy Turner.
Timmy Turner?
Yeah.
He be looking for, yep, that right there.
Looking for a burner?
Yeah.
Like, is he looking for a gun? Timmy's looking for a gun? Wait, hold on. Wait, ain't that a kid? Okay, wait.
Wanda and Cosmo?
Now, when I go to LaWanda.
And nobody say LaWanda, man.
Then I was going to go to Live in Color with Jamie Foxx.
No, man. Nobody said nothing about LaWanda.
So then I capitalize that and push that by 9.
You going to capitalize it and push it by 9.
And then divide it by 3.
So basically what you're saying is you don't have an answer.
Right.
Is basically what you're saying.
Exactly, bruh. Tried to tell you that, but you didn't want to listen.
Wanda and Cosmo are magical creatures?
My Little Pony?
Do I look like a dude do I look like a brony to you? Do I look like a brony?
What's a brony?
Huh?
Guys who like My Little Pony?
Exactly. They're called brownie. They're called bronies. Exactly. There's a term for that.
I mean, you a Care Bear guy. He loves
first of all, don't do that. Don't disrespect the Care Bears.
Guys. He loves Care Bears.
I am a huge Care Bear fan to this day.
He gets his kids, his grandchildren, everybody get Care Bears.
Everybody gets a Care Bear.
Everybody gets a Care Bear.
Because
Pootie got Sunshine Bear.
Nope, Pootie got Grumpy Bear.
Because when he was little,
he was grumpy as a baby.
No, your daughter gave you Sunshine Bear.
Yeah.
And I don't know why exactly.
Because I wanted Care Bears. I'm a grown man that likes Care Bears.
Sunshine Bear. You should have had to go wrong.
Hold up, player. Hold on. Don't do that.
No, Sunshine Bear was good for you.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't turn this ugly. Okay.
You still ain't telling me where these people from.
The Care Bears is about love.
Yeah.
So Wanda and Cosmo were Timmy's godparents.
On what show?
They were his Fairly Odd Parents.
Is that the name of the show?
That's the name of the show, Fairly Odd Parents.
Is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon, Nickelodeon.
Why would baby? Okay. You're doing too most.
Yeah.
You're going too far now. You're going out here in an area that I don't touch.
But actually, that was more recent, though.
I don't do Nickelodeon. Baby, have you ever watched me watch Nickelodeon? Have you ever watched me watch Nickelodeon with the children?
Say that again.
Nickelodeon.
Say it again.
Is it not Nickelodeon?
Who is Nickelodeon?
Okay, so what is it?
So you just added extra letters.
Okay. Nickelodeon?
Lodian, maybe?
Nickelodeon?
I don't know where you get Lonian from.
Okay, what's the word?
It has never been Nickelodeon.
I like Nickelodeon. So anyway, have you ever watched me watch the kids with Nickelodeon?
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Okay, now say it again. Okay, what is it? Nickelodeon.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. Come on, at some point,
I like the way I said it better.
But it's not right. It doesn't matter if you like the way you say it.
Nickelodeon.
That's not how.
Do you see how hard that is to say that?
It's really not.
Nickelodeon.
Children say Nickelodeon every day.
Nickelodeon. So anyway, back to what you were saying. I got what I got.
This is what I'm talking about.
I got what I got.
Invested their life into building a network.
Okay.
And you just disrespect all their hard work just by saying the name any kind of way you want to.
Because the kids used to watch where the slime, like the.
Well, here's the thing about that.
Not on that?
Yes.
Okay.
But that kind of okay. That started in my generation. That didn't start in the kids' generation.
No, but I'm saying that this they watch.
But yeah, Nickelodeon has the slime. But
Yeah.
it started in the late 70s, early 80s with a Canadian show called You Can't Do That on Television, which is a show I grew up watching.
Right.
And they started the slime. It was a running gag on the show. It was a particular phrase that you would say. You would say, I don't know. And anytime you say the words, I don't know, whoever said it would get slimed.
Okay.
And that became a huge popular part of the show. And then Nickelodeon, when they adopted the show, because it started as a Canadian show in Canada. And then when they bought the rights and brought it over to the U.S. and made it the U.S. show.
They changed it.
They didn't change it. Well, they changed the format a little bit, but
Okay.
they kept. But that was such a huge part, and everybody loved it, that they incorporated the slime through everything they did. So it was
Family, I just want to say this to y'all before I say my name, okay? Because y'all should know my name. And if you don't know the name, give me a moment. We never, ever rehearse. We never, ever communicate anything. We give ourselves a subject and we go for it.
And we go.
Now, people who've been with us these last 2 years, I don't know why Sanchez knows what he knows. Because I know there's someone listening right now going, but why did he take it back to Canada? And why does he know that? I don't know. He doesn't research it. We just sitting there talking about something. And then this is what happens with his brain. I do not know. So, by the way, family, my name is Angela.
Thank you for actually telling the people your name. I appreciate
What's
you.
going on, family? What is going on? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What is
That
going
is my wife,
on?
family. That is my wife.
Because sometimes you do this, and I'm like,
What happened?
Where are you pulling this from? Like, because we're literally sitting in front of each other.
Right.
We're not, and I don't even know why he knows half the stuff he knows. But anyway,
No,
I just had
that's-
to let people know that because you just be pulling stuff out.
No, a lot of it is I pull from my experience. I was that kid growing up. So, and we'll get into the introduction. This is us, family. This is who we are. We love you. Thank you for coming along
We
for the
love
ride.
you.
We'll do the housekeeping in a moment.
Yeah, I know the introduction be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Content be 5.
It's B5. But but it's a 45-minute show. No, but growing up, I was a latchkey kid. Growing up, we've talked about this before.
Right, we have.
And which is crazy because now
You going to jail.
you would go to jail.
You going to jail.
You're going to jail. It's
You going to lose your
your
job.
People calling DSS on you and child protection services.
Yes, honey.
But my generation, that was normal. You went to school.
Mine too.
You had a key around your neck, typically on a shoestring. You in the house. Just don't burn down the house. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Don't open the door.
Don't open the door.
Do your homework, watch TV. I'll be home when I get home.
Don't open the door for nobody.
Don't open the door for nobody.
Matter of fact, don't even go. If your parents found out you went to the door,
door.
like the person, like the neighbor, because my family would like do stuff like just to see if you gonna do it and have the neighbor knock.
Send a neighbor to the
And
door.
then the neighbor listening to see if you even come to the. You better not let the neighbor hear your shoes,
Nothing.
or breathing, or nothing.
You better not shuffle or nothing.
You better not make a move. TV better not be loud.
Yeah.
You about to get a beating.
So, but that was me. That was me growing up. So I was a latchkey kid, like I said. So I spent a lot of time. I had my older brother, but there was a point in time where he was no longer with me. So, and I read a lot, watched a lot of TV, did a lot of research, just kind of, and it's just stuff I just picked up over the years. Like, why
You
do I
still
know?
research.
Yeah.
You still watch the weirdest stuff. We're like two different people. But anyway.
Well, I'm interested and you're not. That's typically the dynamic. That's our dichotomy. Is that we are two different people. I'm very interesting. You're slightly boring at times. But that dichotomy works for us. That's our yin and our yang.
For
It
our
works well.
first time guest. I cannot wait till you become a returner so I can say what I really feel, but I don't want to scare the first time guest. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you do housekeeping, not housekeeping, but housecleeping.
Housekeeping.
Go ahead for the housekeeping.
Family,
before I
we
get
welcome you for our, as we've mentioned before, for our new
What's up?
family members.
What's up, y'all?
We welcome you. We thank you for listening.
Yes.
However you found us, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's on Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether
Come
it's
on now.
Amazon Music, whether it's Google Podcasts,
Yes.
whether it's iHeartRadio,
Yes.
on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you so much for being a part.
Yes.
And as always, for our returning family members,
What's up, returner?
you know how we feel about
Oh, sorry.
you. Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Hopefully they didn't turn off. Hopefully they didn't just...
I also wanted to know that, like the new people, like our new family
That you got
members,
vocals?
I got vocals up in here. Yeah. Carry on. I'm so sorry, sir.
We welcome you back for our returning family members. You know how we feel about you.
What's up?
So there's, once again, so for our new family members, understand, please don't misunderstand. We love you. We honor you. We respect you. We thank you for taking the time to listen. But there's just something about our returning family members.
Yes.
As my wife kind of mentioned, as she was speaking before, we've been doing this about 2 years now.
2 years now.
And we have family members that's been there for the entire journey.
Yes.
And we have family members that came in a little later in the journey, but they stayed. And so we just thank you for any time that you take the time to allow us into your home, to allow us into your car, to allow us into your ear.
Yeah.
So we just thank you for that.
Thank you so much. We love you so much.
We are foreverly grateful.
And the fact that you bring people and you tell people about us, that you give us feedback, that you reach out to us and be like, that was hard. Ooh, that was good. Ooh. So we thank you so much.
And we appreciate that. And as always, welcome to the cookout.
Yes.
Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can what, babe?
Take something with you.
So you can take something with you. A nugget, a gem, an aha moment, something.
Now I want to tell you about this.
What's up?
Just recently, I wore the sweatshirt that says that.
Yes.
To physical therapy. You take me every day, so of course you know that, right? It was so many seasoned people, like when I say seasoned, a little bit older than me, at physical therapy. And it's so funny because everybody was asking, like, well, what did the t-shirt say? And they would, the sweatshirt say, and it would say, make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can take something with you. They was like, yes, because you go to the cookout. It was so funny because they don't know what it means. So they just basically literal, like aluminum foil.
Literalified.
And it was like, yes, get your aluminum foil. Yes, the cookout, whatever. Summertime is coming. It was hysterical.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, y'all right.
Hey, you can have it, Mimo. Whatever you think it means, Mimo, that's what it means.
Take it just like that.
Take it like that.
Yes.
And family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast, which means we can be found on the socials. Yes. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook.
Yes, we are.
We're on the TikTok.
On the way?
The TikTok.
On the TikTok.
We're on the TikTok.
We are.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
All under Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
So please interact with us, watch our videos, comment on our videos, share our videos, have fun with our videos.
Subscribe, whatever you want to do.
Follow, like, all of the stuff that you do on the socials.
Thank you guys so much.
And then as always, of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Yes. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
I like it. I like the.
Yeah, so we're about 18 minutes into the show. We ain't really talked about much. So, do we have a topic, actually?
We have a topic.
Oh, was this whole show just going to be an introduction? Are we going to close and go about our business?
No, we got it. Well, this is a part 2 topic.
Okay.
This is a part 2 of what we did call the topic of cost of doing business.
Oh, yeah, I actually like that one. Yeses and no's.
Your yes and your no's.
Yeah,
and the reason why I wanted to talk about that again.
This is a follow-up episode.
It's a follow-up, basically.
I like follow-ups.
Because a couple of people reached out to us and was like, ooh, I wish I would have heard that before I did this.
Right.
Ooh, I wish I would have heard that before I said this.
Right.
And one of the big topics was...
Hold on for a second.
Yes.
May I do something just for a second?
You can do whatever you like.
Thank you very much.
Whatever you like.
So for someone who may not understand what we're talking about, or for whatever reason,
I forgot you the recapper.
Or for whatever reason,
recap, baby, recap.
Did not get a chance to listen to that particular episode, the cost of doing business. Mm-hmm. The topic there, what we were talking about, is your yes and your no's, and understanding that with every yes, there is a cost associated with a yes.
Yes.
There is never really a simple yes. Even though we try to make those two answers,
super simple.
We go back to when we were all children sitting in the classroom. We got the note, do you like me? Yes or no. Seems childlike, seems innocent. It's a 3-letter word and a 2-letter word. How could there be much, what's the word I want to use? Complexity to a simple 3-letter word to a simple 2-letter word.
In a box.
However, yes is the most complicated word in the English language.
It's costly.
Because there is a cost. Every time you say yes to something, there is a cost associated with that yes. Every time you say yes to a question, then the conversation was, do you count your cost? Do you even understand the full cost of when you're saying yes to a situation? Because it's something as simple as your cousin calls you to ask you, hey, I'm moving Saturday. Can you help me? And it seems simple enough.
Yeah, girl, yeah.
Yeah. But then you don't account for the time that it's taking. What if it takes longer than anticipated? What if you have to drive? I mean, there's so many things. What if you have to pay for gas? What if they don't feed you? What if you're hungry? What if it's hot? What if it starts to rain?
What if it's a group of people, she said, and then you get there and it's only you and her,
it's just you.
or her.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to think about.
There's a lot to think about when you say yes. Once again, it's never just as simple as a yes.
Yeah,
so that was the particular episode, and that was the conversation we had. So once again, if you haven't had a chance to listen to The Cost of Doing Business, please go back and listen to it. Yeah. But continue.
No, you're fine. Thank you for recapping, baby. I appreciate it. It is so important. But here's the new thing. Here's the new question.
What's the new question?
When you say yes, and you realize that it's costing you more than what you can give,
right?
Or something comes up that now that yes can no longer be a yes because you can't do it. How do you handle taking your yes to a no? Respectfully.
Okay.
That when I heard that, I was like, oh. Because how do you do that? Because you've already said yes.
Right.
Now, you know that you said yes, but unfortunately, stuff happens and you genuinely cannot. It's not just I said yes, it's Saturday, I'm not doing it. But you genuinely cannot do it. You genuinely, it is not in your well, let me see. In your time frame.
Yeah,
it's not in your mental state.
It's not in your, at that point, it's no longer in your capacity.
Right, exactly. I couldn't think of the word. I was going to give you examples.
Right.
Of that you just really can't do it. And so when that does happen, you begin to feel guilty because you know that you have to say no, even though you've said yes. And the question was, how do you retract your yes?
Okay.
And how do you not feel guilty because you feel, and people feel like, if I've said yes, will I lose that person? Will they not speak to me no more? Will they be angry? Have I put them in a bad situation? Have I made things difficult for them? You know, people like to go, unfortunately, if I've caused any discomfort to you, I do apologize, you know? Yeah. And so so when that came up, it was like, wait, whoa. Because you have to also think about that. Because what if you say yes to, like you said, your girlfriend's moving,
right? And
then your mom calls and she needs you,
right?
And you got to go to her, and so you got to tell her, unfortunately, I can't. How do you? So you play in your mind, how am I going to say this respectfully? How am I going to say? Or it can't even be that deep that your mom needs you right now. Your mental state or
you
your
just don't have the capacity.
You don't have the capacity to handle it.
Yeah. And
what's your thoughts?
I think what happens. I think a lot of the times we're afraid to do that because it's twofold for me.
Okay.
And it's what I think. I think we don't want people to look at us different because we don't want people to think we're flakes. And two, we don't want to change the dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because for whatever reason, telling someone no sometimes will change the dynamic of the relationship. Yeah. And it doesn't change it for the better. Because for whatever reason, some people feel as though you don't have a right to say no to them. Right. Especially if you've already said yes. Right. So I think those two fears, once again, the fear of them thinking different, and then the fear of the relationship adjusting, is why, even though we know, now we don't have the capacity to complete this yes. We go for it anyway. Right. And not understanding that that's still cost.
It's costing you.
Because now that person is getting what they want from you, but now you're losing something because either you're annoyed that you're doing it, so you're not giving it your full. You're feeling some kind of way that you're doing it because you know you can't, but now you're putting this in there because you said yes. Right. So now you're jeopardizing a lot of things.
Right. And you're rushing, so you're not giving your full all to it because you know maybe that you have to get back to something else or something for yourself.
Right.
Right. And something for yourself may fall through the cracks because of your yes when you should have said, unfortunately, at this time, or I couldn't do it. Right. So you kind of basically what you're doing is putting them first,
right, and
pushing yourself again to the back burner, right? And I think that you have to really consider that. Now, here's the thing that you're also scared of. Now, if it's a real friend and someone who cares about you, your hopes is that they're going to respect your no. That's the goal.
You would hope they would.
That you would hope that they would, but sometimes people don't. And then at that point, you know, does it show you, make you feel like, was our friendship real? Did you really care about me? If I'm telling you, not only, I'm not just saying no, and no, I can't do it, girl, and going away, but I'm legitimately saying no, and this is the reason why. And again, we're all adults, so we really don't owe anybody any explanations whatsoever. However, if you did put yourself out there and you did say yes, you kind of, the other person deserved to hear something. You know what I'm saying? From you.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
as adults, and we've all fallen into this trap where we feel a need to justify our no, as though we don't have a right to say no to a situation, even before we've agreed to it.
Right.
And I'm just talking about the initial ask.
Okay.
The initial, could you, would you, are you able to? And for whatever reason, as adults, we feel like, and we kind of touched on this in our previous episode, the cost of doing business, where we've been conditioned to feel bad about saying no. I saw something on the TikTok, actually.
On the TikTok.
I saw something on the TikTok that I found actually interesting. And it was this young lady. She was doing kind of a commentary, and she was like, how everyone tell her she's such a nice person. And that's the common theme for her. Everyone around, you're such a nice person. You're such a nice person. And she said, no, I'm not a nice person. I'm a people pleaser. And it was like, but isn't that the same thing? It's like, no, it's not. Being a people pleaser and being a nice person is two totally different things.
Totally different.
And I think people miss that concept. A people pleaser, you go out of your way to make sure everybody else is okay,
even if you're not,
even at your own destruction, because you don't want people to think bad of you, because you don't want to hurt someone's feeling, because you don't want to tell someone no and have them think ill of you. And you spend your entire existence worried about what someone else feels or someone else thinks about you. Yeah. And never consider your own happiness.
Never put yourself out there.
And right. I think, and the reason I brought that up, because I think that's why a lot of people get trapped in that yes and no cycle, because they're people pleasers,
right?
Because they don't want someone to think bad about them. They don't want their close relative to think they're a flake or be upset with them or be angry with them,
right.
Or and so they constantly are saying yes and depleting themselves. When they have a right to say no.
They have a right to say no.
One thing you said was, and you mentioned it, I think you mentioned it here, or maybe you mentioned it before. You were like, if a person can't accept your no, are we really friends?
Are we really friends?
Do we, if you can't accept my no, do we actually have a good relationship?
That you genuinely didn't hear my no. And again, yes, I did say yes. Absolutely, I did say yes. But something came up. Something happened, my circumstances have changed, and unfortunately at this time I'm not be able to help you or do this for you or whatever it is. And can you, that other person on the other end who's supposed to be your friend, your relative, people who care about you, can they accept the fact that you said no? And if they can't, then that's a discussion too. That is an absolute discussion. Like, okay, now here's the thing about saying no. You first want to say it. If you said yes, you definitely want to say no unapologetically. You do want to apologize. Seriously. I think you need to apologize.
Don't be crass and rude about it.
You know, like
I like that word. I like crass.
Like crass.
Yeah, we don't use that word enough.
Yes. Don't be crass. Like, no, unfortunately at this time I can't do it. Now here's a responsibility on your end. The moment that you know that you can't do it, don't wait till the last minute to take your yes back, right?
Yeah.
If you knew last night, because what happens is sometimes we know we can't do it the night before, but we don't make the phone calls because we scared.
To the day of.
Like literally scared to call the person and be like, so you wait to the day of. That's not a good move. That's not a good move, y'all.
Yeah, you do have a responsibility.
Yeah, you do have some type of, if you've said yes.
Yeah. Now, of course, as an adult, even as a child, as a human being, you have the absolute right to change your mind. You have the absolute right.
Right.
However, it needs to be done in order.
Right.
So one of the things, decency, I love that word too. It needs to be done that's a concept that's kind of lost in the society now. Order and decency. But anyway, so if you find yourself in a situation where you have committed yourself and your initial answer was yes, but you find for whatever reason that you cannot complete that task and you cannot continue along your yes, the moment you realize that,
Yeah.
Have the conversation.
Immediately.
The
guys.
moment that you realize that, hey, I can no longer complete this task, my yes has to turn into a no.
Yeah.
Give that person enough respect
Right.
to have the conversation then.
Right.
Don't wait until you're supposed to be there at noon, but then you don't call the person until 11:30.
Exactly.
Talking about
exactly.
I can't make it.
Right. Exactly.
That's dishonorable.
Yeah, because the majority of time, to be honest, I've learned, if I've seen, and this is just general, just blanket, but a lot of times things that we say yes to, by that night we know if we can do it or not.
Yeah.
Unless something like emergency arises,
Yeah,
and like
there's
you're
always
like,
a caveat
okay,
with an emergency.
Yeah,
but
emergency purposes. You just found this out, you can't do it. But the majority of times we know because we've been toiling with it, and we like, ooh, do we call them? Maybe something to happen tomorrow. No, you know.
Right.
Go ahead and make the phone call. Don't even put yourself, because when you do stuff like that, you don't rest well at night. You're tossing and turning. I like to sleep.
Yeah.
So if I know that this is it's impossible for me to do, then I need to say something. I need to communicate, and in hopes that this person, family member, whoever, friend, or whoever, will accept my no, and we can still move forward, not backwards. So it's so important, right?
Yeah.
But also, here's another thing.
What's up? What you got?
Once you take your yes back, because this is what family members, friends, and people do that you care about, do not let them talk you back into your yes.
Right.
Your no has to be your no.
Once you committed to it,
commit to the no.
Stay committed.
Because family, he's like, okay, so you saying you can't do it right now? Okay, what if I push it back to like 5?
Yeah.
Or what if so what if you just come for an hour? Okay, or what if no. I'm apologizing. I can't do it right now. And unfortunately, at this time, I'm not able to do it. I am super sorry that I can't do it. It was not my intent, but I can't do it. And the answer is no. It has to be definite. It has to be no.
Right.
That's it. No negotiations.
And it has to be a situation where you respect whatever answer I give you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If I give you a yes, you respect the yes.
Right.
If I give you a no,
right,
you respect the no.
Yeah.
And and there can be no wavering on that. We have to get to the point where I know I'm kind of rambling just a little bit.
You're fine.
One thing my wife always says is that you have to teach someone how to handle you.
Yes, how to treat you.
No one is ever going to just automatically know how to treat you.
Exactly.
Because everyone's different. What someone likes, one person likes, another person doesn't.
Exactly.
So I can't go into every situation and treat everybody the same.
Not cookie cutter.
You can't do it. It's not cookie cutter. So you have to teach people how to treat you and how to handle you. So you have to teach people to understand that respect your answer.
Right.
Whatever that answer is. They do not have to like your answer.
Right.
I think a lot of the times people get confused with like and respect. Like and respect is two different things.
Absolutely.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
I don't have to like you to respect you.
That's right.
I can dislike you and still respect you.
Corporate America.
Yes. They do it every day.
Corporate America.
They do it every day.
And easy, seamless too. Seamless.
But we want to make those words synonymous, and they're not.
Right.
So when it comes to, you don't have to like my answer. You don't have to like my yes or like my no. But what you do have to do is respect my answer.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you have to teach people how to respect your answer.
Yeah.
And that's where that comes in, like you were saying. So if you have to change your yes to a no for whatever reason, you have to train that person. You're going to have to respect my no.
Right.
No, I can't change. No. Excuse me. Excuse me. I apologize, family. No, I can't adjust my time. No, I can't come later. No, I can't come earlier. It is a strong no for me.
It's a no, and we're not changing our mind. But also with that no, understand with that training, you cannot teeter-totter. You cannot have said yes and then unfortunately go back and say no. Like you said yes, but you really couldn't do it, so you said no. But then when you get with them and they keep negotiating, now you back to a partial yes. It has to be a no, because what happens is you're training them that your no is not a real no. And it's like kids, for when the kids were younger, it was like, "Mommy, can I do it?" Like, no. They come back an hour later, mommy, can I? I'm like, no. By the time the third time, I'm like, what is it that you want? Whatever, I don't even care. Go ahead. They know that. So they know how to play that on you. So you have to make sure that your no is a definite no. There's no negotiation. We're not going to discuss it. I apologize. I told you why. I told you I couldn't do it, unfortunately, and move on. But if you stand there and let them try to talk you, which they will,
Right.
try to talk you out of it or negotiate with you or tell you we can do it this way, we can shift and move, then you are training them that every time that you do say no, they can do that to you. They can shift you, move you, say things to you, whatever, to make you change your no. So then they don't take you seriously on your no's.
Yeah. But then also I want to take that just a little step further.
Mm-hmm.
There's not only responsibility on the hearer
Mm-hmm.
with respecting my yes or no,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also a responsibility on the person that's delivering the answer.
Exactly.
And here's what I mean by that. Growing up, I've never been to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go.
That's
I want to live in
yes,
Japan.
He really wants to live in Japan, y'all, for a year.
At least a year.
Mm-hmm.
I love their culture.
Mm-hmm.
I love their tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with everything they do because you never agree with anything everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a foundation there
Mm-hmm.
that I respect,
Right.
and it's a foundation of honor.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever studied anything within the Japanese culture,
Right.
it is built on honor. And the reason I'm having that conversation is that as the speaker, you have to be honorable in what you do and what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a situation, don't say yes if you already knew you were going to flake out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say yes just to get this person off your back,
Right.
knowing that you're going to back out,
Right.
knowing
Right.
that you never were going to commit to it to begin
Right.
with.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to have conflict.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want this person to think ill of you for whatever reason. You just didn't want to have the conversation.
So you just said yes.
So you just said
Said
yes, just to end the conversation.
Right.
Knowing,
Going in knowing
that you never had any intentions on completing the task.
exactly.
That's something totally different.
Unhonorable.
That's dishonorable.
Yes, very dishonorable.
That goes back to
I like unhonorable. I know it's dishonorable. I just like throwing you off, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can't with you. That goes back to from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
State what you truly mean.
Yeah.
If you know from the beginning that you're not going to be, if you don't have the capacity to do
Right,
it, then just
exactly.
say no from the beginning.
Right.
If you know from the beginning that you have the capacity and you're willing to do it, and it's okay, and you're willing to count the cost,
Right.
then say yes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who do that.
Mm-hmm.
They just say yes just to end the conversation, knowing that they had full well that they know at the 12th, at the 11th hour, they gonna make a phone call. I'm not coming.
Right. Exactly.
So I just wanted to throw that out there too.
It is, and I think too that we could take it into marriage. We could take it to marriage. Because we take everything to marriage.
Yeah,
or
let's take it to
whatever,
marriage.
too. The two, if you know that because I think that with marriage, also people think that there should never be a no. My husband should never tell me no.
Yeah.
My wife should never tell me no. It should always be yes. That is not how that works.
That's not how that works.
That's not how it works at all. So you also have to be able to know your yes and no for your marriage as well.
Right.
And then not because knowing full well you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to clean that garage today. Next week or whatever day you choose. And then you be like, I'll do it. And then get angry when the person that you told it to, your spouse, says, hey, today is the day. And now you looking crazy.
Yeah, it reminds you of what you said.
Of what you said.
How dare you remind me of what I said.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes in marriage, it's not that it's said no. What's no is it not being done.
Right.
And it'll be like, well, I didn't do it, so she know that was no. That's not, I didn't do it, and he know that's not how it works, right? You have to honor each other even in your marriage with your yes and your no. Ooh, I'm gonna step on some toes, but I'm telling you this for what I know for sure. You have to honor each other with your yes and your no, and you have to tell each other. If we don't listen, Sanchez, let me say something to you. I go, baby, can you do something for me? And he'll go, yes or no. Or sometimes he'll say, or I say, can you do this? He was like, I can do it, but I don't want to do it.
I choose not to.
That's your word. I choose not to. And that's his no. And I had to respect it. Not that. So he said, I can do it for you, baby, but I choose not to. That's his no, which means, baby, I'm not going to do it. So I can't go back and be like, but baby, you said, he said, no, I said I could do it, but I choose not to do it today. Or I choose not to do this thing. And I had to he told me no. So it's up to me to honor that and respect that he said no on this particular subject at this point, versus saying, well, he really didn't say no. But he said he could do, like, we make up stuff in our own head, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we both do that to each other. Like, so yeah.
No, because I think you touched on it, because for some reason within a marriage, spouses truly believe like their spouse does not have a right to say no to
say
them.
No.
Like whatever you request,
It should be yes.
it should automatically be yes and automatically be done. It
without thinking.
without thinking, without question.
Or pondering.
Yeah.
Yes, should be the answer.
With no conversation, nothing.
Yeah.
And not understanding that life does not work that way.
Exactly.
It doesn't. Life doesn't work that I am not your slave. I am not your servant. I am not the hired help. I am your partner in this.
Exactly. We team us.
Team us.
Team us.
I am your partner, and as your
Right.
partner, I have a right to have a conversation with you to tell you, babe, no, I don't want to do that right now.
Exactly.
I know this. I know at the moment this is important to you.
Right.
And I know at the moment you feel as though this is an emergency.
That's another category right there by itself. That's a whole conversation by itself. But go ahead.
But to me, right now, cleaning the garage is not an emergency right now.
Right.
I will get to it.
Right.
And I need you to respect me and understand that now, as of right now,
As of
no,
today,
I don't want to do it.
right.
And do I have a good reason? I just don't want to do it.
And being okay, being in a safe place in your marriage that you can say, I just don't want to do it. And then being in a safe place in your marriage, have a communication with, go, okay, baby, so give me a deadline, because we had to do this thing here. Like, give me a deadline. When does it look like you would want to do it? And of course, Sanchez, because he's sarcastic, he'd be like, never. But next Saturday,
I'll get it done.
I'll get it done on next Saturday.
Because I'm never going to want to clean the garage.
Because you have to be honest. Like, I don't ever want to clean the garage, baby, but next Saturday I will do that for you because you're asking me. But if you ask me when will I, baby, I don't want to do that. He always tell me that's your thing. The garage is your thing. Yeah. That's not my thing, and vice versa. If he asks me to do something, I'm like, yep, don't want to do that. Yep,
once again,
nope, don't want to do it.
And I go back. I'm a huge advocate for respect in every form, whether it's respect from a child to an adult,
customer service respect. Can somebody teach somebody? I'm sorry, I had to bring that up. Go ahead, baby.
Respect from an adult to a child.
Yeah,
because for some reason people feel as though children don't need to be respected.
Come on now.
But if you don't respect the child, how do you teach them respect? How do they learn respect? But anyway, that's a topic for a whole nother show. But I'm especially the respect between a husband and a wife. And with that, it comes to respect of respecting my answer.
Yes.
And it goes to, you don't have to like my answer.
But please respect
my answer. Because one of the things that we have to teach people, no matter who it is, whether it's your parents, whether it's your children, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your boss, just because it's an emergency to you,
does not mean
your emergency does not automatically become my emergency.
Right. Exactly.
I have a right to decline your offer.
Exactly.
I have a right.
Exactly.
Yes, we've been married for 22 years.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we're going to be married for 150 more.
Come on now.
Yes, there is no other person in this world that I want to spend the rest of my life with. Yes, I submit to my wife. I love my wife. I lead my wife. I do everything I can to make sure that I protect my wife, and I am the man that she deserves.
But he's going to say no to his wife too.
But I have a right to say no.
Yes, and I have a right. I have a right if I say I don't want to do this, and for whether whoever be in my family, respect it. But it's very difficult sometimes because you have people who do not value you, and they devalue you. I'm going to say that real quick. That don't value you and devalue you when they don't value or respect your yes or your no, your time, your money, your efforts, or your words. Say it again. When people don't value your time, your money, your words, right? So we're just talking about words right now. When people don't value your words and they devalue you, and that's how I feel about it. So you have to value my words. My words said, no, I don't want to do that right now. Yeah. And if you value me enough, you will respect that right now my answer is no and go, okay, babe, no problem. Now, again, I didn't say walk away like celebrating, liking it, but walking away saying, right now, Ange said, right now, my wife said, right now, my mom said, right now, my daughter said, right now, whoever it is said that right now the answer is no. And when people don't respect that, they begin to devalue your words. That's my personal opinion.
If you ever really want to know how someone views you, say no to them.
Say no to them.
And see how they respond to it.
And see how long they stay around you.
Yeah. Tell someone no. If you really want to know someone's viewpoint of you, tell them no.
Tell them no.
And once again, and see how they respond. See if their behavior towards you changes.
Give them 48 hours and see did anything change in your conversation, your relationship, your dialogue. See if anything changed within that 48 hours if you tell them no. Yeah. Whew. What you think, babe?
I'm okay with that.
You okay?
I'm okay with that. I think that was a good.
We could go deeper. We could do part 3 of that because that's some serious business.
I think
right
that was
there.
a good follow up.
I think that was a wonderful follow up.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I think not. Look, what's your follow up?
There's times, and I feel so confident.
There's a lot of husbands out there
in our relationship to say this.
I bet you say a lot of husbands out there.
There are times where I genuinely don't like you.
Why though?
There are times.
Why?
In that moment, in that brief window of moments, I didn't like you.
Why though?
I love you.
I'm a good person.
But I didn't like you.
No, I don't think I have any final thoughts. I think we really said, okay, I will say that I do this all the time, don't I? I know, that's why you just be waiting for me.
That's why I'm waiting.
But seriously, my thing is, when you're dealing with people, family members, whoever, see who value you and who devalues you. And I think you need to look up value and devalue and see, do they value your words? Do they value your time? Do they value your energy? Do they value your money? And if they don't, then they devaluing you.
Right.
And if that's the case, then you need to look at that, like really take stock in that and be like, you know what, then maybe this is not the person I'm supposed to be around or communicate with or whatever the case is. But sometimes these things that are so important to us, you will know by how they take your response of yes and no and how they take your words, you know, and use against you. Like I said, like, hey, so you saying we could do it in an hour and manipulate your no. Don't let anyone manipulate your no. Once you say no, there is no more discussion. Do not waver. Do not waver. So apologize that you said yes. And then after you apologize, stick with your no.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm going to keep it simple and just...
You are so fake, but you're simple.
No, I'm going to keep it simple.
Keep it simple, baby.
And just repeat what I said earlier. You don't have to like it, but respect it.
Respect it.
And that's my final thought. It's really, like I said, it's really simple. You don't have to like it, but respect it.
Respect it. Respect.
Family, we thank you for listening.
Oh my gosh, guys, we love you so much.
However you're listening, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's Google Podcasts, whether it's iHeartRadio, or on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
Yes, we are.
Which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. All on the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Right.
And as always, family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.